Hi, my name is Jason Bergquist, and I want to tell you a little bit about myself today. I am 41 years old today, as of today, I should say. I am on my second marriage, and between us, we have 6 kids and 2 grandkids. Yes, I don't look that old, I get that, but I love it. I love having a big family. I'm the oldest of 6 kids myself, and so I grew up in a household with a lot of brothers and sisters. Both my parents come from 7 and 9 kids, so I have tons of cousins, and so I love having a big family. Having a whole bunch of teenagers brings its difficulties, but also brings a lot of fun. Play a lot of sports. Play pretty much everything I get my hands on. I actually play racquetball every single morning, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock in the morning when the gym opens. Play with my brother every day, and we have a lot of fun doing that together. And growing up, my dad played everything, and so we played a lot of racquetball. We played basketball, football, baseball. We got our hands on a lot of different things. And so with my kids, each one of them doing something different. I got a couple that play football. I got a couple that play baseball. I got some girls that decided to go the soccer route, and then more the social life. But one of the things that we have done as a family too is the outdoors. I love to camp. I love to go out on the rocks in my Jeep and do some 4-wheeling that way. And looking forward to doing that this coming weekend for Labor Day, and getting out there on 4-wheelers and go camping and just spend some time out away from the electronics. We're trying to get the kids away from being able to have access to those cell phones. For those of you who have kids that are dealing with that arena, you totally get that. So play a lot of sports, do a lot of outdoor activities, love fishing, love hiking, anything I can get my hands on the outdoors, being in the water, being in the mountains. Love doing that. One of the things that I focus on a lot is how I can help my clients get to their goals, how to help them reach what they're looking for. And some of the different clients that I've worked with, have become some of my best friends, and being able to work with them on a regular basis and be able to help out in all aspects of life. I have some clients now that are going on 10, 12, 13 years now, and being able to just to watch that progression in their life. As they got married, as they've changed jobs, as they've purchased a home, and being able to really work with them to understand what their financial goals are. And I love the fact that they want to come to me and that they want to ask. And I have clients who are texting me and calling me before they buy a car and just saying, hey, what's the right process? What's the right structure? Should I utilize some of the funds that I've put away or not? This smart banking idea that people are talking about out there, how to create your own line of credit. Some of those different structures work really well for some people and not necessarily the best thing for others, but those that have that option, how do I buy a car? How do I put a down payment on my house? Should I pay off my student loans? When should I pay off my student loans? I love talking to people about all those different ideas. Taxes is a huge topic, right? How do we avoid taxes? How do we get the best legal loopholes possible? Pay the taxes that we have to, but how do I structure what I'm paying for now and what I'm paying for in the future? For those who follow the tax world, we know right now at the end of 2025, it's going to be some tax hikes. And so, structuring people to help them understand what we do today compared to what the taxes look like in the future. One of the concepts that I teach on a regular basis is called the power of zero. And it's how to get to the zero tax bracket. What's the best way to be able to utilize the different financial structures that are out there, different products that are out there? Do I do that through life insurance? Do I do that through a 401k? My job offers an awesome match. Well, what does that awesome match look like? How does that play out for you in the future? Do we want to use different buckets, right? We have the tax now, the tax later, the tax never buckets. Where do we put those monies? How do we benefit us today? How do we benefit our family? How do we leave something to our family? All different areas that I work with. Back to some of my clients that I've been working with 10 and 12 years now. As they've changed jobs, as we've restructured their financial picture, as they've gotten married, as they've gotten divorced. There's a lot of different things that happen to people, life-changing events that come and go. Finance is always a part of it. The 2 biggest things that people are always working towards is health and finances, right? God might come first for some, Family might come first for some, but if you don't have the finances or you don't have the health, what are you there to do to help your family and produce for your family and be there and spend time with your family? The financial piece is always a part of it, right? What do we have available to us now so we can go on vacation? What do I want to set up for the future for my kids? Do I want to be able to put them through college? Do I want them to have that financial burden on themselves? Some people want their kids to struggle and learn from it, but have the financial background to be able to set something up. Some people want to just be able to provide that and not have to have their kids go through school and work at the same time, not worry about getting into student debt. I love all these different aspects. There's so many different scenarios that we can work with and so many things that people come up with. A client of mine right now started a couple of years ago in helping them. And they had a life insurance policy at that point. They had a permanent life insurance policy, had some cash value to it. As we looked over the performance of it, it was not the best thing for them. So to be able to move that into something that made more sense to them, help them understand the product that they had, the agent that they were working with before that set that up for them is no longer around, no longer in the industry. And so they were, at some crossroads trying to figure out, what do I have? What am I going to? Do I like my job? Do I want to get out of my job? Do I want to do real estate? And just trying to really figure out what they wanted to do. Their kids were getting to the point where they were getting married, trying to have the funds for a wedding, trying to figure out what we can do. And so really to kind of go through each of those stages in life with people, trying to figure out what they have, where they've been, what they're trying to plan for, all of that is so exciting for me to see them go, hey, this is possible. On the flip side, sometimes I'm sitting down with people and I don't have the best news in the world for them. Sometimes it's, hey, you really need to work for 2 or 3 more years. I have a client right now. She works in the hospital industry. She's 54 years old and she's built up $1 million in her 401k type options that her company offers. But in order to get to that monies, because of what she has done and how she has structured it, it's not in a Roth version. She doesn't have access to it. It's not liquid for her. And trying to work through those options of not only do you have taxes when you pull that money out, but you've got a 10% penalty. And so maybe we have to look at options of working until we're 59 and a half. Or what else can we do? What other sources of income do you have? Talking about when they can access Social Security. Different pieces. There's so many things that go into play on how to help somebody figure out what to do. With this $1 million, she really wants to retire so badly that she's actually looking at it and saying, hey, Jason, if you can replace my income with the monies that I've put into my plan, then maybe I want to do it anyway. Just saying, hey, not only do you have taxes, but that 10% penalty, that's a huge hit on doing that. And she is so done with where she works that she's either talked about, hey, well, maybe I find another job and so I can put this money to work for me. Maybe I stick this out until I'm 59 and a half so I avoid that 10% penalty. But helping them out, what do people do? They don't want to live in the market, right? They saw what happened in 2008. They don't want to go through that again. I've built up $1 million. I have it sitting in these accounts. I know it's in the market, but I don't understand what that market is. I don't understand where it's sitting at. I don't understand how to protect it. I don't want to go through that downturn again, because if between now and 59 and a half, where I'm trying to figure out this window of when I retire, if the market drops by another 40%, I can't take $1 million down to 600,000 and hope that 600,000 is now gonna live out the rest of my life. So how do I structure that? How do I protect it? Do I keep working? If I keep working, what should I do with it in the meantime? Just so many different arenas, so many different scenarios that people run into. And I love to sit down with people. Even if, you have someone you're working with, maybe you have, someone that you already love that's doing a great job for you. That's fine. I love to be able to just be a sounding voice. Maybe do something that's a little bit outside the box. A lot of people come from an industry where they just really are pigeonholed. And it's not their fault as the agent, it's just where they're at and what they know. And they are an expert in that specific field. But maybe there's some outlying investment structures and ideas that we can do. For more information, you can reach me at 385-999-0912. Or if it's easier for you to email, you can reach me at jasonbfinancial@gmail.com. Because in the end, it's your life, It's your money and it is your legacy.